Imagine a world where history took a different turn, where the infamous Adolf Hitler was captured not by the Allied forces, but by the Soviets. This alternate scenario opens up a realm of possibilities and raises intriguing questions about the true intentions behind such a monumental event. In this hypothetical situation, the year is 1945, and the Second World War is coming to a close. As the Allied forces advance on Berlin, the Soviet troops manage to capture Hitler alive, a feat that would have far-reaching consequences on the course of history. The capture of the leader of the Third Reich by the Soviets sets the stage for a new chapter in the annals of warfare and geopolitics. The significance of this alternate historical event cannot be overstated. The capture of Hitler by the Soviets would have undoubtedly shifted the balance of power in post-war Europe. It would have given the Soviet Union a significant bargaining chip in the negotiations that followed the end of the war, potentially altering the division of Germany and the subsequent Cold War dynamics. But what were the real intentions behind Hitler's capture by the Soviets? This question lingers in the minds of historians and conspiracy theorists alike. Was it a strategic move to gain leverage in the post-war settlement? Or did the Soviets have other, more sinister plans for the leader of the Nazi regime? As we delve deeper into this alternate scenario, we are left with a sense of intrigue and curiosity. The capture of Hitler by the Soviets opens up a Pandora's box of possibilities, each more fascinating and chilling than the last. What if Hitler had been interrogated by the Soviets? What secrets could he have revealed? And how would the world have reacted to such a turn of events? Join us on this journey as we explore the hypothetical scenario of Hitler's capture by the Soviets and unravel the mysteries surrounding the real intentions behind this game-changing event. Background of Hitler's capture. World War II was a global conflict that engulfed the world from 1939 to 1945, with Adolf Hitler at the helm of Nazi Germany, leading a campaign of conquest and destruction across Europe. Hitler's aggressive expansionist policies and brutal tactics plunged the world into chaos, resulting in millions of deaths and untold suffering. As the war reached its climax in 1945, the Soviet Union, under the leadership of Joseph Stalin, launched a massive offensive against Nazi Germany on the Eastern Front. The Soviet forces, battle-hardened and determined, pushed deep into German territory, relentlessly advancing towards Berlin, the heart of the Third Reich. It was in the midst of this brutal conflict that Hitler's fate took a dramatic turn. As the Soviet troops closed in on Berlin, Hitler found himself trapped in his bunker, surrounded by the ruins of his once mighty empire. In a desperate attempt to evade capture, Hitler made plans to escape the city and flee to a secret location. However, fate had other plans in store for the dictator. In a daring operation, Soviet forces managed to breach the defenses of Berlin and infiltrate Hitler's bunker. Amidst the chaos and confusion of the final days of the war, Hitler was captured alive by the Soviet troops, marking a pivotal moment in the history of the conflict. The immediate consequences of Hitler being in Soviet custody were profound. The news of Hitler's capture sent shockwaves across the world, signaling the imminent collapse of the Nazi regime. With Hitler in Soviet hands, the balance of power in post-war Europe shifted dramatically, as the Soviet Union gained a significant advantage in the negotiations that followed the end of the war. Join us as we delve deeper into the circumstances leading to Hitler's capture by the Soviets and explore the aftermath of this momentous event, as the world grappled with the implications of one of the most dramatic twists in the history of World War II. Soviets' motives and plans. The capture of Adolf Hitler by the Soviets in the closing days of World War II raised intriguing questions about the motives and plans of the Soviet Union in securing the leader of the Third Reich. As we delve into the realm of speculation, several potential reasons emerge as to why the Soviets would choose to capture Hitler instead of allowing him to escape or be captured by the Allies. One possible motive for the Soviets' capture of Hitler was to gain a strategic advantage in the post-war settlement. By securing Hitler alive, the Soviet Union could potentially use him as a bargaining chip in negotiations with the Western Allies, seeking to influence the division of Germany and the broader geopolitical landscape of Europe. Holding Hitler in their custody would give the Soviets leverage and a seat at the table in shaping the future of the continent. From a political standpoint, capturing Hitler would also serve as a powerful propaganda tool for the Soviet Union. The image of the Soviet forces capturing the leader of the Nazi regime would bolster the Soviet narrative of victory over fascism and portray the Soviet Union as a formidable and victorious power on the world stage. It would also help solidify Stalin's grip on power domestically, showcasing his leadership and the strength of the Soviet military. Furthermore, the Soviets may have seen the value of Hitler as a potential source of intelligence. Interrogating Hitler could provide valuable insights into the inner workings of the Nazi regime, as well as information on military strategies, secret operations, and potential collaborators. By extracting intelligence from Hitler, the Soviets could gain a deeper understanding of their former enemy and potentially uncover hidden threats or opportunities. As we ponder the motives and plans of the Soviets in capturing Hitler, we are left with a complex web of possibilities and implications that shed light on the intricate dynamics of post-war Europe and the strategic calculations of the Soviet leadership. Hitler's fate and impact. The capture of Adolf Hitler by the Soviets in an alternate historical scenario opens up a myriad of hypothetical scenarios regarding his fate and the potential impact on post-war Europe and Cold War dynamics. As we explore the various possibilities, we are faced with a tapestry of potential outcomes that could have reshaped the course of history. One possible scenario for Hitler's fate if captured by the Soviets is a trial for war crimes. The Soviet Union, eager to showcase their victory over fascism and seek justice for the atrocities committed by the Nazi regime, may have opted to bring Hitler to trial for his role in the war. A public trial of Hitler could have served as a cathartic moment for the world, offering closure and accountability for the horrors of the Holocaust and the devastation of World War II. Another potential outcome for Hitler could have been imprisonment by the Soviets. Rather than face a public trial, Hitler may have been kept in captivity, isolated from the world and denied the opportunity to influence events or ideologies. His imprisonment could have served as a symbolic gesture of punishment and deterrence, signaling to the world that the crimes of the Nazi regime would not go unpunished. The impact of Hitler's capture by the Soviets on post-war Europe and Cold War dynamics would have been profound. The presence of Hitler in Soviet custody could have shifted the balance of power in Europe, influencing the division of Germany and the broader geopolitical landscape of the continent. The Cold War rivalry between the Soviet Union and the Western Allies may have taken on a new dimension, with Hitler's capture serving as a potent symbol of Soviet strength and influence. Reflecting on how history might have been altered by this alternate course of events, we are left with a sense of awe and speculation. The capture of Hitler by the Soviets could have set off a chain reaction of consequences, reshaping the trajectory of post-war Europe and the dynamics of the Cold War in ways that we can only imagine. Repercussions and historical reflection. The hypothetical scenario of Adolf Hitler being captured by the Soviets presents a fascinating lens through which to examine the long-term repercussions and implications on world history. As we delve into this alternate course of events, we are confronted with a tapestry of complex dynamics that could have reshaped the trajectory of the post-war era. One significant impact of Hitler's capture by the Soviets would have been on the Nuremberg trials and war crimes accountability. The presence of Hitler as a key figure in the trials could have added a new dimension to the proceedings, shedding light on the inner workings of the Nazi regime and providing crucial evidence for prosecuting other high-ranking officials. Hitler's capture could have served as a powerful symbol of justice and accountability, reinforcing the importance of holding perpetrators of war crimes accountable for their actions. In considering the effects on the rise of neo-Nazism and far-right ideologies in the post-war era, the capture of Hitler by the Soviets could have had a dual impact. On one hand, the public trial or imprisonment of Hitler could have delegitimized his ideology and the Nazi movement, serving as a stark warning against the dangers of extremism and totalitarianism. On the other hand, the martyrdom of Hitler at the hands of the Soviets could have fueled conspiracy theories and extremist narratives, perpetuating the legacy of Nazism in the years to come. Reflecting on the broader lessons and moral dilemmas raised by this alternate historical scenario, we are confronted with profound questions about justice, accountability, and the complexities of confronting the darkest chapters of human history. The capture of Hitler by the Soviets forces us to grapple with the complexities of confronting evil, seeking justice, and navigating the legacy of totalitarian ideologies in a world still haunted by the ghosts of the past. Conclusion. In exploring the hypothetical scenario of Adolf Hitler's capture by the Soviets, we have delved into a world of intrigue, speculation, and historical what-ifs. The capture of Hitler by the Soviets presents a tantalizing alternate course of events that could have reshaped the trajectory of post-war Europe and Cold War dynamics. Throughout our discussion, we have examined the circumstances leading to Hitler's capture, the potential motives and plans of the Soviets, and the various hypothetical scenarios of Hitler's fate and its impact on world history. From the implications for the Nuremberg trials and war crimes accountability to the effects on the rise of neo-Nazism and far-right ideologies, the capture of Hitler by the Soviets raises profound questions about justice, accountability, and the complexities of confronting the legacy of totalitarianism. As we reflect on the complexities of wartime decisions and their lasting impact, we are reminded of the weight of history and the enduring lessons that can be gleaned from exploring alternate historical scenarios. The capture of Hitler by the Soviets serves as a poignant reminder of the pivotal moments and decisions that shape the course of human events, highlighting the importance of understanding the nuances of history and the moral dilemmas that accompany it. We invite you, our viewers, to share your thoughts on this alternate historical scenario, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and explore related topics that delve into the intricacies of world history and the complexities of human nature. Join us on this journey of exploration and discovery as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the past and contemplate the profound impact of historical events on the present and future.